Grab some aspirin. I'll be right back. Okay.
What is this doing here? What's this doing here?
This looks like it could be useful.
Well, this looks like it was important.
This looks like it could be useful.
Now, this looks like it was important. Once.
What can we do when our last hope fails? That you must discover. Our last hope sailed this sea before you, in search of an end to the beasts that have hunted us for generations. An end was found, or so we thought, when the dragon rose into the sky like a phoenix, blazing in flames of agony. But our hero never came home. Only the storm, the beasts, the unshakable dread that something had twisted and turned. The journey will not be easy. Storm swirls round the dragon's tower like a shroud. The dragon may be dead, but in its ashes, I fear something else has awoken. You will fight for every step. You must reach the tower, learn what became of our warrior.
Whoa, that's a bad time.
Yamato Kantai said, he's playing it at long last.
our last hope fails, another shall take its place. So long as we have breath.
We don't have any breath if he's underwater. How you doing, Yamato? Left alt to crouch? I don't know if I like that. Whatever. We'll play with the controls for now and see how that does for me. Of temporary aid that can be found in the world.
Yamato Kantai said, I'm good, how was work?
It was alright. Nothing amazing today. I just used it, so yeah.
Lacan _ message. Thanks for subscribing for 7 months.
Lacan, thank you.
_ message.
Oh fuck! I thought I hit escape, it was pause. What the
You're
fuck?
gonna like this one, dude. Lacan _ message. Said. Oh yeah, this game is like Dark Souls, no pausing.
Hang in there.
Hurry
You're gonna
up,
be
Ellen.
okay.
We got company. Move! Move!
Lacan _ message.
Dark
Said,
Souls with guns, okay.
It's Dark Souls with guns.
You're awake.
Like I said, it was supposed to go down there.
Hi there. Whoa, take it slow. You got hurt real bad. You don't want to start bleeding again, do you? Ward 13. It's safe here. Maybe the only safe place there is. I'm Wallace. I wanted to see you. I asked the commander if I could. Oh, Commander Ford and Mr. Wriggler found you outside. They brought you here. But they said Mark wasn't coming back. Never mind. The commander said you should come see her when you woke up. She's in the room down the hall. She'll find a place for you. Everyone's got a place. I'll see you later.
Lacan _ message. Said. So ordinarily I would offer to play with you, but I didn't realize how terrible my internet was until recently. Lacan _ message. Said. I pay almost $90 a month for 23 down and 2.5 up.
That's bullshit, man. I'm sorry.
Yamato Kantai.
Well,
Said,
well.
It's
Look who's
Diesel in a
awake.
few years rocking that Stash LUL.
I figured you for dead. Riggs and I barely pulled you out of that mess.
I don't know. I've done a stash before. Doesn't go over too well. Beard, sure. I just went with the stash because, you know, they didn't have sideburns.
I'm Commander Ford. This is my base, and you, friend, are an unexpected guest. It's my job to know the kind of people I bring into Ward 13. We haven't seen a living soul on that shore for weeks. You will tell me why you were really out there, or we'll let the root have you.
Lacan_Messant. Said,
No one has been in that tower
well,
in a
we'll
very
be
long
getting
time.
it fixed soon,
But
Leah.
you've got no
I
chance
walked
of getting
our
there in this
ISP and
storm.
it turns out we're on some weird
Truth
legacy plan
is,
that they didn't have a tier for
the
when
ward has
Spectrum
been cut
bought
off.
Time Warner.
We had to block the gates after we dragged you in.
Lacan_Messant.
The root are
Said,
everywhere.
even their most basic plan is a better deal than what I have now.
Now that you're here,
Yamato Kantai.
I
Said,
have an idea.
You walked to your ISP.
I'll tell you what. You wanna leave?
Lacan_Messant.
You'll have to do
Said,
something for us first.
Talked, smart ace. Yamato Kantai. Said. LUL.
That's fucking dumb.
Lacan_Messant.
I'm sorry you're having to
Said,
deal with that.
Tongue poking smiley.
First, we need power. That storm knocked out our reactor recently. With enough power, we might be able to activate another way out of here. It's not a door.
Lacan_Messant.
And it may not even
Said,
work. The
So
reactor is on the
basically all
lower
I gotta
basement
do
level.
is call them up
There's
and
a
have the
stairwell
plan
that
changed
leads
and
down
I'll be
to it.
paying half the
Get it
money
running,
for like
then come
5
back
times
here.
the speed.
Because I'm not losing any more of my people today.
Lacan_Messant.
We already lost a man down there a few days ago.
Said,
I
but until then I'm
suspect the
avoiding
root have
online
found a way
multiplayer
in.
so as to not ruin
Go check
the
in with Riggs
experience for others
about
connecting
your
to me.
blade. I don't imagine your fists will do much against the root. You do this for us, and I'll make sure you get out of here.
Well, since I'm just starting this, I would want to do it solo for at least a bit anyway.
Said, 2.5 up is so abysmal I'm not surprised now that I almost never find anyone in matchmaking on Avengers lol. Lacan_Messant. Said, even if it had a healthy player base.
Mark and I talked all the time. It's hard not having him here.
Well, not a soul here who ain't hurting with folk they've lost.
Bo ain't enough to keep this place safe. Root can come from anywhere.
Lacan_Messant. Said,
Poor Wallace.
I can
Losing
certainly
Mark like
understand wanting to go it alone and whatnot, but do keep in mind this game is a bit more arcade style than your average DS game. By that
Have you
I
spoken
mean
with
there's a
Bo?
bit more RNG.
He's the security around here.
Well, I haven't played Dark Souls yet,
Are
so...
you gonna help us get the power back?
So I don't have any expectations to go on.
Said, this game generates area maps and the bosses on the fly. You won't see them all on your first run through.
Hey, I got my eye on you. Don't try nothing.
But you
Lacan_Messant.
picked a hell of a time to visit
Said,
the ward, friend.
so while in DS you have a static experience that never changes, In this game you're expected to have to do multiple runs through, and there's no set path to victory because the path to victory changes each run.
Okay, so it's part roguelike then.
Hey, friend. The actor's just through that door and down the stairs. Keep your wits about you.
Yamato Kantai said. Lee from the Walking Dead game Saurus Zero Heart.
Where are you? I swear, if you try scaring me, I'll... Ugh. What? Where the hell did you come from? You nearly scared the life out of me. No one else wandering around down here. You're not from around
Yes,
here, are you?
exactly.
Name's
It has
Ace.
quite a few
Ace
roguelite
Conley?
elements in
You?
terms of what bosses you'll face, what items they drop. Most bosses have multiple drops depending on how you kill them, and the layout
That
of
right?
the map leading to the
Well,
boss.
you found it. Starting that relic could mean trouble, though. So, you ever start a reactor? Well, it makes a lot of noise, for starters. Lucky for you, it's just the press of a button on the terminal above us. Would have done it myself, but without knowing what might come sniffing around. With the two of us, though, maybe we got a chance. Okay, so I have an idea. You go upstairs and start the reactor. I'll help you kill whatever comes our way.
Said.
You
They
probably
even
need a
have
weapon,
mechanic
huh?
by which you can reroll
Let's
a
see if
given
I can
area
find
and
you
play
something.
through it again without losing your character's progress. Lacan_Messent said. So you can try for other bosses or loot. Lacan_Messent said. Your starting class literally doesn't matter. It only determines starting equipment.
Okay.
Lacan_Messent said. You can buy the items and equipment the others have later.
What about the, like it says they're mod?
Lacan_Messent said.
Okay.
Yep, the mods also can be acquired later regardless of class.
There. That should improve our odds. Get up there and start the reactor.
Lacan_Messent said. The hunting rifle is a mean weapon. Good choice.
I usually just like range combat.
Lacan_Messent
Get up there and start the reactor.
said. And I personally prefer the scrap sword to the other starter melee. Lacan_Messent said. This game is definitely more ranged focused, so you're all set there. Lacan_Messent said. Not that it's impossible to play melee, I certainly play a melee build. It requires a bit more work to get it feeling powerful than any ranged build. Lacan_Messent said. I use a ring for example that increases damage by 4x if you aren't using a melee weapon at all and just punch things.
That sounds good.
Lacan_Messent said. Then I have another amulet that increases melee damage and reduces enemy armor per hit. Lacan_Messent said. So I can literally run in and punch bosses in the nose until they fall over and go, oh no, the boots. Lacan_Messent said. Scrap is the game's currency, sorta like bottle caps from Fallout.
Okay, got that. No! God.
There. That should do it. You fought good. Real good. Ford made the right choice sending you down here. You best go check in with Ford. Come visit my shop sometime, yeah? I'll make sure to give you the good in a fight discount.
Lacan_Messent said. Also, want to point out, this game has some of the best in-game computers I've seen in a game.
Okay.
Lacan_Messent said. You can see every damn key on the keyboard and the UI actually changes even if you're not the player using the computer.
Okay, I get what you're saying now.
Sure is good to have some light around here.
Lacan_Messent said. Like you can
You're
read the
risking a
computer
lot for
screen over
folks you
another
don't know,
character's
stranger.
shoulder, it's neat.
Yeah. still trying to get yourself to that little island, yeah? Word moves fast when there ain't many words left around here. Listen, friend, I know you don't know me from a can of paint, but I want to help. You got a feeling of destiny about you. You're gonna save the world, ain't you? That's the spirit. Here, I want you to have this. Not many people can keep the spirits out there in the world. An old friend told me this little bauble can keep you from death at bay.
Said.
At least for a while.
Like in Dark
And
Souls,
if you're looking to buy
exhausting
other
dialogue
treasures
in
for
this
your
game can
travels,
open up additional
come see me.
options and side
Ace
quests,
has got her own space
sometimes
over
extra
there.
items.
Between us, we got all sorts of treasures. But that stone there,
Lacan_message.
free of charge.
Said.
Take good care of it.
Something to keep in mind. Not relevant for every
Because the rest
NPC,
of the
but
world
always worth
ain't
consideration.
nice. Gotta help balance it out. Oh, one more thing. Ellen, Commander Ford, she knows more about that island than she lets on. Ask her about the founder of Ward 13. She'll get you on your path. Good to see a new face around here.
Okay, so the Dragon Heart is like a reusable potion then. Dialogue of the game can open up additional options like this and extra items. Mine are relevant for every NPC bonus work. Okay.
Glad to see you got the reactor running. And I see Reggie gave you the Dragon Heart. He wouldn't part with an artifact that powerful without a good reason.
Why does she sound disappointed with both of those statements?
Said. Yep. Dragon Hearts are a semi-limited healing item like Estus flasks in Dark Souls. You get a set number to use that will only refill when you rest at a bonfire, which in this game looks like a floating crystal or a campfire made of crystals.
I suppose his notes would be useful to you. Very well. Reggie may play the old fool, but his judgment is rarely off the mark. You've proven yourself reliable, stranger. I'm willing to help you get on your way, but I doubt you'll last long out there without help. Go see Riggs and McCabe downstairs. They'll fit you with better gear. Come see me afterwards.
Hey, it's good to see you on your feet again. Welcome to Ward 13.
Said. Bonfires are checkpoints that will respawn all the enemies on the map, but also refills your health, clears all status, and refills your Dragon Hearts. Yamato Kantai. Said. Not gonna call him Reggie, he is Lee from The Walking Dead or nothing LUL.
I did what I could to patch you up. You seem like a tough one, though. Name's Wriggler. Most everyone calls me Riggs.
Said.
Well, your
So
sword
think of them like a
was pretty
checkpoint in
banged
an
up in the
old school
fight.
platformer like
Not
Dolls
much
and
I could do
Goblins.
with it, I'm afraid. The blade was shattered when we found you. Mostly scrap metal at this point. Ford mentioned we should help you get sorted for the city, as a thanks for getting us out of a bind. Maybe we can put your old blade to good use after all. Let me look.
Lecan_Messant said, if you can get to the bonfire, it doesn't matter what you did to get there. You've made progress and can use that bonfire as a new jumping off point to tackle the next section until you get to the next bonfire.
Okay, got it.
No worries. Take your time.
What? Ford's gonna give my time to every stray who wanders in, and we're having words.
We'll have the words
I'm
with
the
her
king.
then.
I'm the engineer, and you're a pain in my ass. I'm not some scrap peddler, got it? I don't upgrade trash. All right then. Let's see what we're dealing with here. From the look of that rifle, you're not getting close to the action. This'll keep those weeds in your sights. That's all you get for now.
Lecan_Messant
Get me more components and I'll make more.
said,
for a fee.
Fair enough,
Now
that's
get
a
out of
naughty
here.
word.
I'm tired of your yapping jaw. Yeah.
Lecan_Messant said, to rephrase, she'll never not be a see you next Tuesday. Lecan_Messant said, oh, her. I'll warn you now, she'll never not be a cunt.
See you next Tuesday. I don't know what that phrase is a reference to.
Lecan_Messant said, see you next Tuesday, LUL.
Ah, okay. I know a lot of people think that thing is really rude. I have never found it that offensive. It's like, okay, the vulgarity for vagina. Whatever. Hell, I used it the other day when I was playing,
Lecan_Messant said, I don't find it
friend.
any more offensive than the word dick. Lecan_Messant said, if anything, I like using the word more because people find it so arbitrarily offensive.
Alright, hey now, that's better. Oh, and take this. It's not the strongest stuff, but more protection than what you've got.
You sure? Because that,
there you go. A bit sturdier. Every little bit counts out there.
I mean, I like a good trench coat, but that was a pretty tough-looking jacket.
It's true. We don't have much, but you did right by us. Best we do right by you. If you need any weapon upgrades in the future, come see me. I bet Ford will see you fit to leave now. Here's hoping
Lecan_Messant
there's not an army of
said,
Deadwood waiting for you out there.
but yeah, that NPC is just always fucking mean. She has no character arc. Her personality is just in the shitter permanently.
I guess it's one of those things where they figure, you know, gives character. Oh, I guess I'm just wearing this now. There's no way I can equip my my cool green jacket and keep any of the other stuff. Oh well.
Good to see you more equipped. Riggs and McCabe do good work. I hope this will be enough to get you on your way.
Said.
We can't leave by the gates
Should
now,
be
but
able to click
the
on that
founder,
hunter trench coat and
my
re-equip anything
grandfather,
you have, but I don't
gave
remember.
me this key years
Been
ago.
a long time
He
since
said
I
we should
started a
only
fresh
use it when there's
character.
no other choice. Well, we are out of choices. Considering you stuck your neck out for us, it seems fitting you do the honors. Take it. There's a terminal downstairs in the main room. Use the key there. With any luck, we can get the thing running. Don't thank me just yet.
Ah, okay, I need to double click it. It does actually have a use. Cool. I'll go back to the trench coat in a bit. Actually, let me see what the other...
Lacan_Messent said. Here, we don't know what this will do, but you helped us out once before and you seem pretty gullible. Why don't you take this key and turn on the big whirligig over there in the background, see what happens. I'm sure it'll all be fitted.
That was not the thing, I guess.
Hey, I heard you helped Ace turn the lights back on. Thank you.
Am I going the wrong way? Because it looks like there's a thing... Yeah, just turned around and confused. I don't know. I'm new here.
Lacan_Messent said. Computer in that room you were just in.
Okay. Wards on the atoll have been overrun. We used the crystal to escape, but I'm not sure those things can't use it too. Shutting it down, just be safe. Destroy the connection between us and the atoll. Don't think you'd sleep otherwise.
Lacan_Messent said. See what I mean though? Fucking old school Apple computers up in this bitch.
Could be a Tandy. I had one of those once. In fact, I think I still have the case. I wanted to build like a sleeper system in the case. You know, modern hardware. And it actually had one of the like large like floppy disk drives. I wanted to buy one of the disk drives that's a slot feed. You know, not a tray, but one that sucks it in. So if you flip the, you know, toggle down, you could put in a DVD. So that way people really just like... I'm the only one alive now as this goes. We should be safe for now.
Lacan_Messent said. I've always wanted to do that with a car, LOL.
So it looks like everything...
Lacan_Messent said. Like put a fucking Hemi in a station wagon.
There's a guy who did drag races with just like this broken down, what looked like a broken down pickup truck with a camper shell on it, I think. And the thing is, he called it like his farm truck something or other. But the actual engine that came in that type of truck was just a monstrous thing. So he tuned it up, and it was like it wasn't even him like fucking with people. It was like that's the kind of power that this one dopey looking vehicle had. So it looks like everything went to shit in 1968, and that was her grandfather. So it looks like it's been anywhere from 30 to 50 years. Do not use the crystal unless absolutely necessary. The crystal tracks the roots. Somehow it is vital that Ward 13 remain hidden from their attention unless the roots pounding down the door or something use a different way out. If the root are pounding the door down, try to find me in my office immediately.
Messant said, "Yeah, I believe this plays a bit with alternate history." Yamato Kantai said,
read
"The
about
can
it,
of
but
plan is what is thy wisdom."
I never saw it working. This red eye might be our only door to the outside world now. You want to get out of here?
Lacan
This is your shot.
Messant said,
My
"I love the
grandfather
lore
was
of
the
this
commander
game,
before
but
me.
I hated the lack of
They
answers
called
to that
him
lore in the base game."
The founder of Ward 13. He brought everyone to Ward 13 when the Root first attacked. He was determined to learn where the Root came from. He spent so much time out there.
Lacan Messant
searching.
Said, "The
One
DLC
day-
covers a lot of missing information and fleshes things out, but the original game's
He didn't
ending
come
didn't
back.
satisfy me at all."
I never knew what happened.
Lacan Messant said, "One of the only weaknesses of this game."
DLC card. I don't know if I have the DLC or not. I'll consider getting it at some point.
There's a room just outside the ward. All his notes, any hint of where he went, it's there. If you want to reach the atoll, he may be the last one who knew how to get there.
Said,
Listen,
"It's fairly cheap.
I know
The
this has all
subject
been a bit rough for you.
2293 DLC or whatever
rough
it's
for
called."
everyone. But you came through for us. For that, I'm grateful. You're welcome back anytime. Good luck.
Man, I guess like nobody here
Yamato
knows how to use a
Kantai
gun.
Said, "They were about $13 or so when I looked, at least for me anyway." Lacan Messant said, "I think it's 10 here, but we don't use dollar dues like UOS's tongue poking smiley."
But yeah, the fact...
_Messent said. So I'm conflicted.
The fact that they have this take place in 2000, or 2000, no, 1960, or it might be taking place in the 2000s now. But the fact that everything shut down in 1968 means that, I mean, all the equipment is era appropriate. Like, there's a reason everything is antiquated.
_Messent said. There's an armor set coming up very soon and I'd love to tell you where it is. But I also don't want to be too backseaty.
I'm dying, no two ways about it. I always thought the root would get me or I'd live forever like you, but we can't all be heroes. I'm the person in the world who thinks he can stop the root. You know that? The rest of us are just trying to live our lives best we can. Me and Ellen have had to do it without you. I'm gonna tell you to stop, not again. Just don't think you're sacrificing for us. We've sacrificed enough. So, that was Ellen's mom. If I miss the armor, will I have a chance to go back and get it? The labyrinth.
_Messent said. You will, though it's a bit annoying to do so because you'll have to re-roll the campaign to get this room again.
Okay. Well, in that case...
_Messent said. I'll say this.
Okay.
Smash all the things in this room you're standing in.
Go Hulk on it, sure. I mean, I see the doorway. I'm still just breaking everything because, well... Damn it, Ellen.
_Messent said. In fairness, you should smash all the things regardless because every smashable is a potential scrap or consumable container. But yeah, this is where I meant to go, LOL.
And that would be something, it would be nice if they actually, like, explained that when the game first, or, you know, around where I was at the beginning of the game, just so it's like, you know, yeah, break everything so you can, you know, get more shit. Would have been good. Damn it, Al. It's not my fault your mother's gone. Even if I stuck around, Nadine would still be dead, and we'd know a hell of a lot less about the root. I'm doing this for her. For all of them. God, she's so much like her mother. Nadine was a grown woman when I started my search to end the root. She never understood how important it was. She clung to the childish idea that the ward needed a father. What they need is freedom. A better world than the one Harsgard and Neville and the rest of us left with them. Elle doesn't know how good we had it before. She wasn't there. None of them were. I'm the only one left thanks to this goddamn curse. Evelyn understood, though, she wanted the root destroyed so much that... But Evelyn's gone now. She's gone. Brig? Does that mean... okay. Talked to Ellen again, told her I'd stay this time, make things right. She said don't bother. Damn it, what does she want from me? I'm trying to be here for her, to see things her way. She does want me to chase after the root. Fine, but at least talk to me. There's room in the ward for me.
Said. So they present it like it is in pages, but scrolling accomplishes the same thing.
There's room in the ward for me, she says.
_Messent said. It's some weird UI stuff.
There's room in the ward for me, she says, so I've been sleeping here in my office. I bet Ellen hopes I'll head out on another expedition God doesn't tempted to. But no, my daughter's gone. My granddaughter needs me now. There'll be time enough to find answers later. But, like, I scroll down and nothing happens. And I left or right click on this, and it has, like, left and right, which I'm guessing means left and right click. Whatever. Oh, it's arrow keys. Why don't they just use whatever? Fine. Ellen had me a letter from her mother today. She almost didn't.
McCann_Messent said, "Oh my god."
For Mother Day, she almost didn't, but she said that would have made her worse than me.
McCann_Messent said, "I went through the whole game and never realized that."
Well, you're watching me play some. Let's see if we uncover any more any more backstory.
McCann_Messent said, "I must have missed a bunch of lore in the notebooks I didn't read the entirety of."
Ellen had me a letter from her mother today. She almost didn't, but she said she would have made her worse than me. The letter, I didn't know, didn't think. The route had to be stopped, but that's why Evelyn said too, isn't it? When she left us, they have to be soft. Nothing else matters, except it did matter. I lost the one I loved, and they didn't stop, and now I'm the monster. Damn it, Evelyn, you were wrong. You were wrong. You're wrong. I knew it then. I said so, but how am I any different now? I can still do it. Everything is here. I can find ways to stop the route, but what's the point? What's the point of fighting when the people you care about want nothing to do with you? What's the point of anything? Worthless. Should burn it, walk into the dark, never return, burn it all. What have I done? It's over half a century of notes and data
I tore the
gone.
computers apart for lore and got it all, but I didn't realize these journals had more pages. I thought scrolling accomplished the same thing as turning pages.
Half a notes and data gone. Got what have I done? The months in my last entry, I think I did the right thing. Destroying my work didn't make a difference to Ellen, but it was tempting me to go back to hunt for a solution that doesn't exist. Now it's gone. I'm free. I don't blame Ellen for not speaking to me. I'm a stranger to her, to the ward. I can serve them better by leaving and make a better legend than a leader. I'll give the key and heart to Ellen. I don't need them anymore, but someone else might. Someday. The ward's in their hands now. Always was, I guess. Question is, where do I go from here? Can't stay in this world. I've decided that much. I don't think it'd help Ellen. Any people could find me anyway. Earth is rancid with root, but without the crystal, the root mother. They say she's still in that shell of an old church. She knows everything the root does. Hell, she could probably even give me a lead on the route if I just know. That chase is over, but she could help me reach another world, someplace where I can figure out what's next, and give me an alternative route. It's her. It's time I spoke to her again anyway. I avoided her for too long.
McCann_Messent said, "Ha, so now it makes more sense why you end up talking to her."
Okay, that's what I read earlier.
McCann_Messent said, "So that was the drifter set, which you may or may not already have depending on starter class."
So the tower's in the middle of a city, it looks like. Labyrinth 2, level 2, orange teleporter, red teleporter. Orange, red, and purple door. It looks like they correspond, so that's cool. Here's a certain location's entrance to other dimensions. Ellen, I want you to know that I love you and that I'm sorry for so many things. Words won't fix this. I know that. It's time for me to go. It took me a while from saying to doing, but here I am. I'm leaving to speak with the root mother in the old church past the subway tunnels. She'll show me the path away from this world, and then I'll be gone.
McCann_Messent said, "Gotta give it to the devs. Plant zombies are pretty unique."
Yeah, it's not something you see much. So yeah, the
Lacan_Messant said. Also, they really do post-apocalyptic city aesthetic well in this game.
Yeah, from what you've been telling me and from what I've seen of other people play Dark Souls, it looks like this is basically a kind of a Dark Souls Fallout hybrid.
Lacan_Messant said. A bit, yeah. Lacan_Messant said. By the way, make yourself familiar with that dodge roll.
Working on it.
Lacan_Messant said. Dodging grants invincibility frames based upon roll speed, which is affected by armor weight. Lacan_Messant said. The lighter you are, the more invincibility frames you are granted in a given roll.
Interesting, okay. I guess I can't, like, climb terrain. Man, if nobody's been out here, why are there so many bonfires?
Lacan_Messant said. The key to success in Dark Souls is timing your dodges as such to roll as an attack is going out, which gives you those iframes and let you dodge the attack, in lieu of actually getting out of range, I mean. Lacan_Messant said. So you can do things like roll at an enemy to roll through an attack and simultaneously get closer to your target without taking damage.
Okay, roger that. It's like, if you ever played...
said. Or if you use Marvel World Destroyer, which is a heavy armor build that uses massive damage, crits and health regen, you can just face roll everything I made one and boy does it kick the shite out of them. For Hunter, your best not getting close and picking off at a distance if you can. I am
roll everything, I made one, boy just kick the shit out.
Lacan_Messant said. Well, I guess, but the point of the comparison here was to help educate D's on how dodge rolls worked in Souls-like games. LUL.
I know a lot of people hated Metroid Other M.
Lacan_Messant said. Telling him about tanking damage in Harville's armor doesn't really help much for this game. Laughing smiley.
Oh, hey there, big guy.
Lacan_Messant said. So remember what I said about those dodge rolls. Lacan_method said.
Jerk.
You're gonna wanna use that advice like right fucking now, LMAO. Yamato Kantai said. Hunter actually has the weakest stats out of all the classes if I remember right, which is why it's best to stay back. If you get swarmed you best run away, and yes, dodge rolls all the way, just don't roll off the map, LUL.
Anyway, as I was saying, in Metroid Other M, I know a lot of people dislike the game. Does crouching help with sneaking and subtlety at all, by the way? Metroid Other M, the story was garbage, but I love the gameplay in it. The game itself was fun.
Yamato Kantai said. Yes.
So, it had a dodge mechanic in it that moved a lot like that. And I beat the original game, I beat the optional ending.
Said. There is sneaking, and some builds that revolve around it, but I largely don't see the point unless you're actively going for a stealth build.
I just went through a big brawl, and, you know, I ate up some ammo, so I'm just trying to be a little bit, you know, hang back.
Said. Also, classes in this game don't have stats, like at all.
But I beat Other M. I beat the optional boss.
Lacan_message said. All resistances and stats are determined by the equipment you're wearing or the trays you have.
And I unlocked the, tougher game mode.
Yamato Kantai said. You can get armor sets that will boost, for example, ranged, and give you a buff that ups damage at said range, etc. along with crit is always important. Lacan_messant said. Trays are somewhat determined by what you start with, but all trays can be earned by all classes, eventually. Lacan_messant said. Yes, but your armor sets aren't class-based. Your class doesn't matter, LOL. Lacan_messant said. You can wear whatever armor you want regardless, LOL.
So, when you start New Game Plus and Other M, I started it and I didn't really see a big difference in the gameplay. It was like, okay, whatever. And I knew where there was a health tank hidden at the very beginning of the game, and I go there and there's no health tank. And it's like, oh fuck, don't tell me. So, instead of like most Metroid games where you... Oh yeah, that's right, I can't pause, huh? Shit. Well, I guess I'll just keep playing while I talk then. Who's grunting at me?
Kantai said. True, but some sets look so weird on other classes, LUL.
Ow! So yeah,
Lacan_messant said. What? I have no idea what you mean, LOL. To my knowledge, the armor sets all look the same regardless of class. The only difference is what gender your character is, O___O. Lacan_messant said. Are we talking about the same game? I'm so confused, LOL. Yamato Kantai said. I did the one-shot build for my hunter since I like being a sneaky freak, LOL.
Bag's full.
What do you mean your bag's full?
enough room.
Can I literally just not carry any more ammo of that type?
Bag's full.
Lacan_Messant said, "Oh yeah, you can't hold additional ammo."
Okay. Oh well. Good to know I'm topped up on handgun ammo. Anyway, yeah, so when you do...
Lacan_Messant said, "It's like Borderlands in that you have a max capacity and that's it. Not like Fallout where you can hold as much ammo as you'd like."
Get out of here, no face. Does bleeding status eventually go away? I hope.
Lacan_Messant said, "It does go away, let me explain." Yamato Kantai said, "Watch out for bleed, it won't stop at all unless you bandage or hit a checkpoint, I think." Lacan_Messant said, "So the way status effects work in this game and other Souls-likes is on a build-up system." Lacan_Messant said, "Every time you are hit with a certain status on a weapon or attack, it builds that status's bar by a certain amount." Yamato Kantai said, "Or until it counts down." Lacan_Messant said, "Once the bar fills, then you are afflicted with the status." Lacan_Messant said, "Once you are afflicted with the status, the bar begins to then tick down, as Yamato is attempting to use his mouth words to ham-fistedly explain LOL." Yamato Kantai said, "LUL, I was half right, at least it's been a while."
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Okay, so the heartbeat just means that you're low health. Cool.
Lacan_Messant said, "The point being, that bleed status will not go away until the bar goes all the way back down."
Okay. So is there...
Lacan_Messant said, "You can cure bleed status using bandages. You have one currently assigned to 3.
Well, I've already healed, so I'm going to wait on that. What does the oil skin thing do?
Yamato Kantai said, "Bleed is one of the most pain in the ass statuses." Lacan_Messant
It's a status, okay.
said, "That cures a different status."
So yeah, hard mode to Metroid Other M is basically just the main game, except...
Lacan_Messant said, "If I recall, that cures the status that gives your character COVID LUL." Yamato Kantai said, "LUL."
When you play Metroid Other M...
Yamato Kantai said, "I think it cures root rot."
Unlike Game Plus or hard mode, you don't get any extra health tanks. You just have the original 99 hit points that you start the game off with, and you never get extra health. Other than that, the game is the same. So you basically need to get through the entire game using the dodge roll.
Said,
COVID-42.
Right, COVID-42 LOL.
So going through other M on hard mode, you need to use the dodge roll to basically to save your ass every opportunity you have. Because every battle, whether it be minor enemies or bosses, you have to get through, taking minimal damage. So I don't know if that's Souls-like at all, but for what it's worth, I got through that as well. So I don't know if that's going to help me on my quest, but, you know, here we are.
Lacan_Messant said, yes, actually that's very Souls-like.
I'm going to smash up every bookshelf I see now, just in case there's other hidden passageways. Question, how do I get to, like, a safe spot where I can take a break? 'Cause I'm going to grab a smoke break here shortly, and, it's probably a bad idea to just be standing around out here.
Lacan_Messant said, but yeah, you want to abuse the dodge rolls in such a way that you are invincible while they are attacking. Safe spot is either resting at one of those crystal bonfires, or using one of those bonfires to teleport back to Ward 13.
Okay, so that means I'm going to need to fight my way... Would it be a bad idea for me to go back to Ward 13? Can I get back? No, I need to find, like... It just dropped me off inside the, like, research center. There wasn't a way back from there, was there?
Yamato Kantai said, if you don't have a checkpoint, then no, you will be back at the start. Lacan_Messant said, you will need to locate your first bonfire, yeah.
Okay.
Lacan_Messant said, should be coming up soon. Lacan_Messant said, it'll serve as your first respawn point outside of the ward, and your way back to it. Yamato Kantai said, Lacan of Clanley's imparts his sage-like wisdom. Lacan_Messant said, one of the few things I'm good at, explaining things. LUL. Lacan_Messant said, my therapist tells me every session she's mad I'm not in school to become a teacher. Yamato Kantai said, well, that ain't drinking LUL.
Well, if you're good at explaining things, you don't need to be a teacher, like a school teacher. You can go ahead and, like, you know.
Lacan_Messant said, not lately LOL, but you ain't wrong LOL.
You know, if you have anything that you're knowledgeable on,
all you got?
just offering, you know, tutorable courses or broadcasting anything online to help people.
Said, I actually haven't had a drink in a week or so. Just being busy and needing to get up early. But you know that's not seeming like a bad idea. Lacan_Messant said, and to your point, Deez, that's actually my point to her. I'm good at explaining the things I'm knowledgeable or passionate about.
So all I'm saying is, if you want to do something with that, you know, if you do, you know, I'm still way behind on getting my cooking streams going, but obviously that's something that I want to do more with. You know, there's plenty of room for doing things online, or even getting, you know, stuff set up, as long as you have a way of you know, sharing that information.
_Messent said, which unfortunately is usually not anything useful. I know video games and politics, maybe some layman science beyond your average science class, but that's it. Yamato Kantai said, that sounds a bit like me with technology such as PC systems or components and anything I don't know. I research on YouTube has also taught me a lot, like overclocking and water cooling, which allowed me to finally do my setup as you've seen. Lacan_Messent said, she also wants me to write a book, which I'm thinking of doing, and is probably more in line with my skill set, if you can call it that. Lacan_Messent said, there's your first bonfire. Lacan_Messent said, that crystal checkpoint.
Hard to see.
Dragon Heart's the cause of respawning all basic enemies in the world. Multiplayer, resting also respawns any fallen allies, all players must...
said, so now that you're rested here, you are safe.
So can I just stay at this menu and be okay, or do I need to go back to Ward 13 and then come back here?
Lacan_Messent
okay.
said, you can stay here and be okay.
Cool. Then I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. All right. Oh. Okay. Oh, fuck. There was some info there that I missed. Oh well.
Sad, you bastard! How sad, you bastard!
Lacan_message said. So I found out a friend of mine is way more right-wing than I thought.
It happens.
Lacan_message said. Not sure how I feel about it.
Uh-oh. Well, that was fast. You are dead. You know, I've been in that place.
Lacan_message said. Like, he's online talking about all the corrupt liberal cooks and shit, and I just wanna confront him and be like, is that what you think of me? I'm not the one who was completely okay with all the terrible shit Trump has done if it meant my side wins. Lacan_message said. But at the same time I know nothing good will come of it.
Well...
Okay, this is it.
Lacan_message said. But at the same time, shouldn't we as Americans be able to set aside our political differences to be friends?
And that's the thing, is like, I have clients that are conservative, I have friends that fall into that. Even my mom is conservative to a certain extent. I would say she's more Republican than conservative. She isn't quite that far. But, okay, that's already open. Talking to people is how you work things out. And, like, I talked to this client of mine, and I said, like, I saw that he was posting stuff on Facebook that was very anti-LGBTQ. But I can't blame him because he, you know, doesn't see everything.
Lacan_Messent said. But at the same time, how friends can you be with someone who is ideologically opposed to you in so many ways? Like, you can engage in small talk, sure, but as soon as a conversation gets more than puddle deep, people are gonna get offended real fast.
And a lot of that depends on how you talk about it. And that's what I was getting at, was like, I talked to this client and I said, hey, you know, I'm concerned about, like, what kind of an image you're putting out there. Like, I'm trying to keep the peace. And he found this article talking about this woman who claims to be a part of the LGBTQ, and she wants to start educating kids at a very young age, like kindergarten, not only about different sexual orientations, but she has a goal of getting rid of straights. And he's saying, like, this is wrong, this shouldn't be happening. And I'm going, no, like...
Yamato Kantai said, sadly, the idea that America is the best country in the world and terror freedom has been stamped into just about every American's head, and your politics are a shit show in every regard. TBH, brainwashed fools IMO.
Tome of Knowledge.
Lacan_Messent said, and I also wonder, like, has he been really two-faced with me? He acts like he agrees with me on so many things, does he really? Am I just the soy boy bullshit head he talks shit about when I'm not around?
And that's a valid question. But that's why I was talking to this client of mine, and I basically told him, you know, I realize that your concerns are warranted because, you know, trying to, you know, make children aware of something like, you know, daddy can still love another man, that's fine, but trying to say we want to get rid of all, like, heterosexuals is not okay. That's an agenda, and I realize that is scary, and, you know.
Yamato Kantai said, TBH, I despise America for its government, and I've made that quite clear many times. I feel sorry for the troops as well, going to war over pointless shit in the name of freedom. They call it peacekeeping, right? Dropping bombs on them for freedom, yes.
Whoop.
Lacan_Messent said, you're not wrong, and as an American I completely agree.
Well, it's like that conversation we had a little while back about, you know, like being in the military is a job.
It's over.
A friend of mine is,
Lacan_Messent said, but a good portion of my country just considers our opinion self-hating liberalism, lol. Yamato Kantai said, I have a story regarding WW2 if I may.
Okay, first, hold on. This, these totems, it looks like they spawn bosses. Do I have to fight those? Or is that just like an element of opportunity?
Said. By all means, though I can't promise I won't interrupt to yell at D's about shit.
Are these things I have to destroy, or I just can if I want to?
No, that's optional.
Okay.
Nakan_Messent said. I think the mechanic is you get an achievement or something if you destroy each of them.
Okay, well I definitely want to clear out more around that area if I'm gonna go into that fight.
Nakan_Messent said. And extra EXP and stuff.
But my point is, this client of mine, like, I you know, had to...
Nakan_Messent said.
Mini bosses, okay.
There are more mini bosses than bosses. Nakan_Messent
okay.
said. You haven't fought a boss yet.
So
Nakan_Messent
I can,
said,
yeah.
if you can believe that.
This client of mine, I basically... What's that thing counting down the bottom right under my health? It's 3 and then 5, 4, 3, 2... No, it's 2, 8, 7, 6... What is that?
Nakan_Messent said. That's usually where buffs reside.
So that means that I, well, have or had a buff going, then?
Nakan_Messent said.
Okay, cool.
So it looks like you had several stacks of something.
So I basically talked to this client and I told them, like, listen, you know, I have a bunch of friends. Defensive buff from your armor weapon, alright.
Probably some kind of offensive or defensive buff from your armor or weapon.
So I talked to this client and I told him, like, listen, you know, LGBTQ, they don't all think like this. This is an extremist. You can't judge the entire group based off of this one crazy chick who wants to, you know, essentially brainwash kids into being homosexual or bisexual or anything like that. And she thinks she runs the LGBTQ. She does not. It's literally just, you know, giving him that perspective helped mellow the situation. Oh, it looks like we have a friend up ahead. Hey, buddy. I said, hey, buddy.
Yamato Kantai said. Okay, so during WW2 there was a German sub-commander that broke radio silence stating that he had civilians on board and they were very well taken care of. The Germans treated them like family. Now that the Allies picked up the radio call and of course the Allies were, you guessed it, American, the commander said straight up, you know, come get them, it's not a trap etc. So America sent out 2 fighter planes to intercept the sub. These pilots saw very clearly that there was zero threat, yet they opened fire on them. Nakan_Messent said. You say that, and it's great, but I can't help but wonder if behind closed doors he's still as opinionated as ever. Nakan_Messent said. So that infected status at the bottom is root rot. That's what you use the oil tonic for.
Okay, what does root rot do? Besides, like, smoker's cough.
Nakan_Messent said. Makes you cough and barf instead of take actions. Nakan_Messent
okay.
said. So you'll try to move or dodge and cough instead.
Well, then I might belay the oil tonic a bit, since it seems like I'm going to be dealing with more enemies that'll cause that in here. Okay, there's some came out of the bird civilians on board, and they were very well taken care of. The Germans treated them like family, and I always picked the radio. As for guest Americans, commander, sit straight up, you know, come get them, it's not a trap, so...
said. The American pilots killed crew and civilians alike, however one of the women was a noble or something who got in touch with the president, and these pilots were stood down and put on trial, I believe. Lacan_Messant said. At Yamato Kantai, that doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of heinous shit America has done under the guise of freedom that isn't taught to us in schools.
Find the subway entrance, okay. Well, it looks like that end is pretty much dead. I'm gonna go down that way a little bit.
Said. Oh yeah, like Project Orange in Vietnam capital.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yamato Kantai said. The fact America dragged us into that as well. Lacan_Messant said. Just try to remember at the end of the day, as I do for many peoples of the world, that we are not our government. Lacan_Messant said. There's a great many people here who disagree with the actions our government takes in our name.
Affirmative.
Yamato Kantai said. I don't hate you, just your government, LUL.
Ooh, ooh.
Lacan_Messant said. Just like there's a great many Muslims who disagree with the idea lords blowing themselves up in the name of Allah. Yamato Kantai said. Though I hate mine as well. Yamato Kantai said. Alice Nakba. Lacan_Messant said. And a great many Christians who are perfectly accepting of LGBTQ individuals. Lacan_Messant said. At any rate, I've been yucking and not playing Avengers, so I'll be here listening and lurking, LOL. Lacan_Messant said. If you have questions, just shoot, I'll answer in a sec.
Yeah, no problem. All I'm getting at is, the only way you are going to change minds is to talk. If you just, you know, say, fuck it, no, I'm done, I'm out, it's not going to resolve anything. That's fine with, you know, like, internet arguments. But if it comes to actual friends...
Yamato Kantai said. I'm at odds with the LGBTQT or whatever they call themselves now. The name is too damn long, LUL, ever since the pedo allegations that came out about them and them accepting it.
Yeah, you sure fucking are. So the dude with the swords, can I not engage him at range? Or
Yamato Kantai said, "Run, those things hurt a lot."
can I not engage them at range? Or, like, do they only... like, do I have to hit them with melee? Or...
Nakan_Messent said, "Yeah, those guys, the only way to hit them is from behind." Yamato Kantai said, "You can, but he blocks a shit ton." Nakan_Messent said, "So you have to wait for an attack opening, dodge past their attack and hit them in the rear."
Alright.
Nakan_Messent said, "Or you overwhelm them with suppressive fire."
Alright, noted. But yeah, the only way you're going to resolve conflicts...
Nakan_Messent said,
Okay.
"Oh, there's also another melee attack they don't tell you about."
I'm listening.
Nakan_Messent said, "If you hold the melee button, you do a stronger attack."
Okay.
Nakan_Messent said, "You also can press the dodge button and then attack for a different attack." Nakan_Messent said, "That can also be charged." Nakan_Messent said, "Nah, no direction." Nakan_Messent said, "Neutral dodge and attack I meant."
Okay. I didn't realize there was a neutral dodge. Good to know, thank you. I like the flow the combat has. Nope. Has wind up time to your attacks. I wish they had like lighter ones that were just jabs.
Said, "These guys are where melee is very useful."
But yeah, all I'm getting at...
Nakan_Messent said, "And yeah, the weight of the combat is what draws people to Souls-like games."
But what I was getting at is that...
Nakan_Messent said, "You have to make decisive moves. You can't flail at enemies.
No, I didn't want to... Oh, fuck, I did... Stupid me. Trying to hit a fast key for a weapon that doesn't exist here.
Nakan_Messent said, "OOF these guys. Gatling throws suck."
It's over.
Well, they're an ammo sink, but they aren't too bad as long as I'm not overwhelmed.
Said, "Okay, so mind if I give you a hot tip here?"
Not at all. Go ahead.
Nakan_Messent said, "You can equip mods on any weapon that doesn't have a predetermined mod."
Okay. So you mean like...
Nakan_Messent said, So that mod you have on your pistol can be equipped on your hunting rifle if you prefer to use that instead.
Man, considering how beat up I am, I should probably get back to the point first.
Different weapons also have different amounts of mod generation per shot.
I'm fucking angry that I used that resource when I didn't mean to.
This will be information that is more useful when you have more than one mod, or when the mods you have are more useful. Lacan_message said. Also bear in mind every time you rest at a bonfire it resets everything and effectively re-rolls the enemies in the area.
Yeah.
Lacan_message said. Not bad if you intend to grind, but you won't make progress that way.
Pardon me just a moment.
Lacan_message said. It's best to try not to rest unless you're having a particularly bad go at getting to the next bonfire.
Sorry about that. Okay. Alright. Well, I figured that since I'm kind of, beat up... Shit, hold on. Sorry. Since I'm kind of beat up, it would be better to, restock, replenish, and then just go again fresh, but...
said. Upgrade vigor and endurance, eventually you'll get more and can upgrade a lot.
Man, I am literally ripping out nose hairs right now because I can feel them fluttering inside my nostrils. And it is so annoying.
You can upgrade each trait to level 20 maximum, which gets you an extra 50 health. Lacan_message said. I have the same issue sometimes. I was just pulling nose hairs earlier today.
I need to get, like, a good trimmer, I guess. I don't know.
Lacan_message said. So when it comes to combat in these games, my advice is to focus on defense.
Roger that.
Lacan_message said. Not equipment-wise, gameplay-wise. Lacan_message said. Dodge first, attack second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lacan_message.
Okay, attacking doesn't use stamina though, so that's
Taking
good.
damage is a sin. Lacan_message said. Consider it as such. Yamato Kantai said. Chicken for dinner with a rosemary chili and garlic glaze kind of thing.
Sounds nice.
Lacan_message. Said. Taking damage is less of an issue later on when you have more healing items for rest, but right now you only have 3, so you need to preserve every point of HP you have. Lacan_message. Said. And yeah, don't melee screamy dwarf.
I wasn't trying to.
Yamato Kantai. Said. It is, but I'd much rather a medium rare real seasoned state with the blood still coming out. NOM. Yamato Kantai. Said. F.
Does the damage from your firearms decrease with distance?
Yamato Kantai. Said. To a point, yes.
Okay. I just noticed it took a lot more shots from that pistol to drop that fungus cloud than it normally did, and I wasn't sure if that was because of the range or because I unequipped the
Yamato Kantai.
power-up.
Said. Each ranged weapon has a max effective range.
Like that, it took 6 instead of 4.
He's down.
So I don't know if that's just because of the range of the pistol or because I took the mod off of it.
Yamato Kantai. Said. Pistol is a max range of 10 meters, I think, and the rifle is 30. Lacan_message. Said. Consider mods like extra abilities. They don't typically affect stats unless they're a buff in and of themselves.
Again?
Lacan_message. Said. After you get out of combat, go to your menu and click on your weapons, then look in the upper right corner.
Okay. That's a 17. What am I looking for?
Lacan_message. Said. Effective range. Lacan_message. Said. Or ideal range.
Okay.
Lacan_message. Said. Hard to say, I can't see the entire screen.
Oh, sorry.
Lacan_message. Said. It might be top left.
Good point, good point. Thank you for bringing that up.
Lacan_message. Said. Ah yes, you're looking at ideal range.
Alright,
Yamato
cool.
Kantai. Said. Yes, there we go.
Ah, now what?
By the way, Lacan, was that your
Lacan_message. Said. That will tell you roughly how far away an enemy can be before damage fall-off will occur.
Okay. weird question, Lacan. That was your photo that you posted in the character art channel the other day, right?
Lacan underscore message. Said. Yeah, lol.
Do you have any family members, extended family, that went on a long hike a while back?
Said. Someone said something about not having posted a picture anywhere, so I was like, fuck it.
Do you have any extended family, or family in general, that went on a hike at one point and then just never came back?
Lacan underscore message. Said. Dunno, don't really talk to most of my family. I have an uncle who is a nurse who occasionally does things like help with relief efforts, but we don't particularly look alike. Lacan underscore message. Said. And now the story doesn't sound familiar.
Because I recently came across a story on Wired about a hiker they found who had died. It looked like he hiked all the way from New York to Florida, and he was a programmer.
That was rough.
He went out there without
Yamato
any tech.
Said. For a second there I was wondering if you were calling Lacan abandoned or a caveman LUL.
No, no. I hear big growly sounds. It's you again. Alright, fucker, let's dance.
Yamato Kantai. Said. Man like green skunk. Lacan underscore message. Said. I can see how you see a similarity there. Lacan underscore message. Said. We have similar facial structure.
It's like nobody knows who this guy is or where he came from. And I was looking at the pictures and I was going, he looks familiar somehow. I can't, like, quite put it together. And then when I was out having my smoke break, I was like, oh!
Oh! Message. Said. Actually looking at the other pictures, holy crap, we look pretty similar, LOL. Lacan underscore message. Said. He could be an older me.
And since nobody can identify this guy, and it sounds like he came from, like, northeastern U.S.
Said. Maybe it's your double startled smiley.
I was wondering if maybe you had...
Yamato Kantai. Said. They say everyone has someone who looks just like them.
Oh yeah, My friend, he was in the Marines. He got deployed to Germany. And he sent a buddy of mine here a photo. And my buddy opens the email and it's like, oh, it's just a picture of Andy sitting at the bar. And then he's reading through the email and it's like, no, that isn't Andy. That's a guy who was in the bar that looked just like him. And one double no, like, the odds say you actually have multiple people who look like they could be your duplicate. But even though they look the same, they can still be vastly, vastly different on a genetic scale.
McCann_Messent said, yeah, but that's different than an actual doppelganger. Though I do understand and recognize that in the colloquial sense that's how people use the word. McCann_Messent said, actual doppelgangers are explicitly evil entities. Yamato Kantai said, makes you wonder if it's some kind of clone system in a way.
Fuck you!
It's over.
Yamato Kantai said, GG.
Thank you.
All you got?
I didn't really want to take that guy on, but since I ran into him so many times, I was like, I'm just going to keep fighting him with the sword until I take him down, because then at least I know I can do it.
McCann_Messent said, you're doing better though. You're embracing the soul's mentality.
Thank you.
McCann_Messent said, that's exactly what you should be doing. It essence of the phrase GIT good.
Yeah. I mean, if he's already taken me out a couple of times, I might as well just...
McCann_Messent said, it isn't meant to be Dirigo as most take it.
Well, it's like, before I busted my feet, I used to play a lot of DDR. And I was hanging out with a bunch of friends, and I started taking on songs that were way above my skill level, just like to fuck around and be funny. But then I realized that every time I did that song, I would get a little further and a little further.
Said, equipment is much less a factor in these games than accepting your failures and learning from them, and continuing onward after the failure. McCann_Messent said, both a metaphor for life and games. McCann_Messent said, so when you are successful at these games, it isn't because your character got stronger. It's because you got better. You got good.
Really? You're gonna come back again? Dude, you're pissing me off. You know what? If we're gonna play, at least make it a fair fight and don't call in your little...
Said, it's a phrase that is shorthand for, keep trying dude, learn from your mistakes and you will eventually succeed.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like when I play DDR...
McCann_Messent said. Also, when you dodge through his attacks, don't forget to try for a charge attack.
Roger that. Roger that. But yeah.
Can_Messant said. Since you only have that brief opening, you gotta make it count.
But I would play a song and I would get a few more steps in. I'd play a song and I'd get a few more steps in. And rinse and repeat. And then eventually, like once I reached a certain point to where I got down the pacing of it and everything else, then I made major headway. And of course, past that, I could just stomp it into the fucking ground. And that's the way I am with a lot of games.
Can_Messant said. Yeah, these games are very much like that. A lot of people compare combat in these games to a dance.
But it doesn't matter whether it's this, whether it's DDR, whether it's
said. You get into the flow of it and the timing and become invincible.
Ooh, yeah, let's go. Come on. Thank you. Goodbye.
He's down!
Oh, I thought I got him. Whoops. Whoopsie. This guy's back. Well, let's take out Stinky Pinky here before he gets in the way. Come on, you gremlins. I forget who it is came up with the phrase fail quickly. The more you can fuck up now and learn now, the more you get it out of the way in advance to, you know, getting actual shit done later. Jerk. I used to misquote Occam's razor as being...
Can_Messant said. That's actually how Dark Souls 3 initiates you into the game.
I used to misquote Occam's razor.
Can_Messant said. The first boss is actually fairly tough your first time, and it gives you a real good idea of what you're getting into. Yamato Kantai said. Every single day you learn something and eventually you adapt. Can_Messant said. You very much will fail against that first boss quickly and often until you get it.
I believe Occam's razor is that the simplest solution to a problem is usually the correct one.
Can_Messant said. It forces you into that fail quickly and often mindset.
but I would often misquote Occam's razor as being the most efficient solution to a problem is usually the simplest one. So once I realized the distinction, I decided to coin my own as I guess it would be Diesel's razor.
That was rough.
And if you watch me play things like Super Meat Boy, I'll just essentially run my head into a wall, going for this one tiny little opening at a problem, but the thing is, once I start to get it, once I start to, like, find that way through, it ends up being more productive to just, like, get your skill down, go through the, like, tiny doorway, then all the way around the outside, if that makes any sense. Jerk. So are these mini-bosses just going to continue to spawn while I go through this area? I mean, if that's the way it goes, then that's fine. I'm just curious. Am I doing something wrong? Is there a reason they're doing that?
They do, and you can skip them. Yamato Kantai said, Diesel is having it pretty rough, sad smiley big sad.
No, I'm having fun. I just don't want the game to get tedious.
Said, lesson number 2 of Dark Souls, discretion is the better part of valor.
How sad, you bastard!
So how can I skip them then?
Lacan_message.
Oh, you just run away?
Run. Lacan_message. Said, just run past them LOL. Yamato Kantai said, sometimes one must know when to pick their battles and when to not enid the enemy.
Get it!
Tactical retreat and all that.
Lacan_message said, also mind that dungeons like this are randomly generated. This won't be the last time you encounter this dungeon. So don't feel too bad if you can't do it right yet.
How sad, you bastard!
Well, once again, I'm gonna give it the best shot I can.
Yamato Kantai said, same principle as a sniper, pick your targets and never fire from the same location more than twice. TP few fun.
Oh, hey buddy, how's it going?
Yamato Kantai said, well, unless you have no choice, that is. Lacan_message said,
They come!
yeah, it might be worth doing one of two things.
I'm listening.
Lecan_Messent said, incorporating a multiplayer buddy who currently has the game installed and nothing to do but stare at Avengers, or coming back later when you have another weapon mod to give you an edge.
That all you got?
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go a little bit further. I'm gonna try a little bit more. I'm probably gonna die. Then I'm gonna grab a smoke, and we'll see how I'm feeling at that point.
Said, I'm assuming you have this on Steam, correct?
Affirmative.
Lecan_Messent said, I'm playing LOL, you do you, but I would suggest maybe taking this on later with another weapon mod or set of weapons. Lecan_Messent said, at Yamato Kantai doesn't particularly matter. You can cross-play with Epic, it's just a little dodgy.
Jerk. Tried to sidestep, you still hit me. What you doing?
Yamato Kantai said, interesting though I don't have the game installed at this point, but the lag is horrible and so bad sadly.
I'm going the wrong way, fuck.
That was rough.
Well, no bosses. I'm almost disappointed. Okay. Okay, it's time for me to hit the bathroom. I'm gonna grab another smoke and then refill my drink. And, we'll see how I'm feeling when I get back, but, you know. Yeah, we'll figure it out then. BRB.
Lacan_Messent said. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure how lag will be between D's and I given my connection either. Which is why I was half joking, lol. I'm willing to give it a go if he wants a co-op buddy, but I'm not making any promises. Yamato Kantai said. Do it be his tank Saurus Zero Heart.
Okay, I'm back. Gonna ready up another drink, take a couple more aspirin because I don't know what's up. It must be we actually have a rainstorm coming in, which it's been a long time since we've got decent rain. If I'm lucky, we'll get snow Sunday. But maybe it's the pressure, I don't know. My head is just thoroughly displeased right now. Oh. But yeah, I feel like I'm getting my footing in this if that's the way back. If you want to jump in, I'm down for it. Oh, I broke the table. Oh, the misty thing. That means there's a boss, right? Well, maybe that is something I should, Maybe that is something I should take on my own for now. Bomber hat.
Yamato Kantai said, "Do it Lacan be his tanky tank Saurus Zero Heart."
That's usually what that means in Souls games, right? What hit me?
Yamato Kantai said, "Watch out for a shit ton of ants."
A shit ton of what? Sorry, what is ads?
Yamato Kantai said, "Ads are additional enemy combatants."
Ah, okay. Are they like All-Star? Do they start coming and never stop coming, or do they eventually get exhausted?
Said, "At engineer_diesel, do you by any chance have your game set to offline?"
I shouldn't.
Yamato Kantai said, "Yet they will keep coming until boss is dead."
Okay. Any way to tell where he is in this mess? Like on my radar or anything? Because that's the one big problem I'm having is like, I'm running around trying to find this fucker.
Lacan_Messent said, "He'll always teleport in such a way as to take a shot at you." Lacan_Messent said, "So running around is forcing him to constantly move." Lacan_Messent said, "Try standing on one spot and only moving to dodge attacks." Lacan_Messent said. Okay, so hit escape and check your online settings.
Session type friends only. That's what I was looking for, right?
Lacan_Messent said. HM. Lacan_Messent said. Yeah.
I need grenades! Oh, I couldn't get away fast enough. Doom Eternal logic, just grenades! Of course, in Doom Eternal, I had it set to where my own explosives don't damage me. Just drop a bunch of grenades at my feet.
Said, try inviting me to your game. Lacan_Messent said, my game browser isn't finding you, which could potentially be connection issues on my end.
Launch game, watch game, invite to watch.
Said, but I'm unsure.
And if I right click on you, send message, voice chat, view profile, Remnant, invite to watch, trading, manage, Remnant, launch game, watch game, view game info. That's it.
Lacan_Messent said, weird, you don't have the invite to game option either. Lacan_Messent said, I don't have a join game option myself. Lacan_Messent said, and you're not showing up in the in-game lobby browser.
I don't want to use up those bandages unless I'm like absolutely sure that, you know, it'll pan out.
Ah, now what?
How do I activate, like, special abilities or mods or anything like that? Don't run into the pillar. That's a good piece of advice. Keep moving. Don't just...
Lacan_Messent said, I believe that's it. Not sure. I changed my controls, I think.
Well, let's find out. Yeah, that looks like it. Thank you.
Can_message. Said. And yeah, it appears my connection is so bad it can't find any friend games.
I'm sorry, dude.
Lacan_message. Said. So maybe another night.
Well, I'm enjoying this, so I'll probably be playing it for a while.
Lacan_message. Said. Ain't no worries. Lacan_message. Said. Remnant is a game with a lot of replay value, so I'm sure I'll be able to hop in once I get my connection sorted.
Oh, you took a bit of a tumble there, huh? Bleeding ×3. Ooh, so just his projectiles in general do a lot of bleed damage then. Okay.
Lacan_message. Said. Yes, statuses can stack.
Yeah, first I was like, oh, bleeding, whatever, not a big deal, I don't care, whatever.
Lacan_message. Said. And don't be shy about using bandages. You can buy more from the vendor at Ward 13.
I go to activate my thing and I get caught in the fire of him and his minions. Ah, this sucks. Oh well. Onward we go!
Ah, now what?
Fucking sky arrows suck too. I think those are the worst for me right now. He's basically the hunter from Risk of Rain, ain't he?
Said. Fair warning. this game doesn't do boss difficulty very well. Their idea of difficulty more often than not is to throw a million additional enemies at you while you're trying to fight the boss and his bullshit.
Oh,
Oh. Good enough.
Lacan_Messant said, worth noting this is not typical of Souls bosses, and they rarely feature additional enemies and instead have attack patterns you must memorize for survival, which is a much better way of dealing with difficulty. Lacan_Messant said, improved AI is always better than simply throwing raw enemies at the player.
Affirmative, yes. And even though that's better as far as like general game dev goes, as annoying and frustrating as having like mobs of minions coming at you is, I'm okay with it to a certain extent because, well, let's face it, like that's the quick and dirty way to take care of things and the way that any big boss would try to handle something, you know? Hey, I'm gonna fight you? Nah. No, I'm gonna bring in all my little underlings to fuck you up while I'm like distracting you.
Lacan_Messant said, I just find ads to be artificial difficulty. The boss isn't hard, it's just annoying.
And I will agree with that. But I don't mind it as much, like when you have a boss that just does a bunch of extra damage. Or is a fucking bullet sponge and, you know, takes many more hits to kill. That's bullshit. But when you have a boss that brings in minions, as frustrating as it is, at least there's skill there.
Lacan_Messant said, every boss in this game is like that though lol, which I guess is why it bothers me so much.
And like I said, it also has that element of like, if you have any sort of actual like big villain, that's what they would do. They would go and throw tons and tons of enemies at you to make it easier on them. I looped through that whole thing, didn't I?
Lacan_Messant said, I suck who lose.
I don't know if I drank too much or what, but my stomach is really angry at me right now. Or my abdomen. I have like a bunch of pressure in my abdomen. Resources to create a weapon mod. Okay. I want to bring something up real quick. This got me thinking of something. So I'm gonna go and mute the system audio for a moment. I don't know if you're familiar with the crystal method, but I'm going to drop a link in here. This game is reminding me of that song. Oh, have you never heard the Crystal Method before?
Lacan_Messent said, only one song. Lacan_Messent said, that's the name of the game.
No, that's the name of the game.
Do.
That's the name of the game. Tree language.
Lacan_Messent said, so this is a decision. Lacan_Messent said, but they don't tell you it's a decision. Lacan_Messent said, as is the case with souls. Lacan_Messent said, that's an NPC. Lacan_Messent said, you could kill him. Lacan_Messent said, and that gets you a thing. Lacan_Messent said, or you could do a different thing and get another thing.
He didn't do anything, so...
said, it's very old school in that there's no quest marker or log to remind you of what to do or where to go. Lacan_Messent said, just make note that he exists.
Will do. I mean, I saw him and I was not planning on fucking with him anyway, so...
Lacan_Messent said, and know that he isn't the only NPC that represents that kind of opportunity.
Sorry, No Face, you gotta go away.
Lacan_Messent said, I only mention it because it isn't immediately obvious that he is meaningful of anything, and I wanted to point out how Souls games do quests. Lacan_Messent said, like, do you remember the old trading quests in Zelda games?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was rough.
Well, we'll see how things go a little bit. Like, maybe it's just the aspirin upsetting my stomach.
Lacan_Messent said, where you got this one item and found a dude who wanted it and gave you some other random item, but you didn't know it was for until you came across that dude. That's how this game and other Souls games do quests. Nakan_Messant said. No logs, just pure discovery.
That's fine.
Kantai said. Never played a Zelda game in my life, enlighten me LUL.
You should, Yamato. They're good. Very good. Some of them are very different from others, but yeah. I don't think I've played one that I have been disappointed with yet, so for what that's worth. But yeah, I hope it's just the aspirin upsetting my stomach. If it's not, then I may need to call it a night soon, because this does not feel comfortable.
Nakan_Messant said. Sorry you got the bar fight.
No, I don't feel like puking. It's pressure in my abdomen.
Yamato Kantai said. Maybe you just really need to fart or poop.
It's my upper abdomen. It's like right below my rib cage. Belching helps a little bit, but not much.
Nakan_Messant said. Oh boy. Nakan_Messant said. I hope that isn't what I think it is, LOL.
It's over.
Well, I've been dealing with this for a while now. It comes and goes. I get it a lot in the mornings after I drink coffee.
Nakan_Messant said. That sounds an awful lot like how I feel just before my gallbladder goes nuclear on me. Yamato Kantai said. Fuck, I had a gallbladder attack once, it's painful as hell, thankfully it's never happened again. Nakan_Messant said. A gallstone blocks the bile duct into the stomach, which causes the whole system to freak out and probably the most intense pain you'll feel in your life.
I haven't had pain, it just feels like I'm turning into a fucking balloon.
Nakan_Messant said. I get them myself if I eat too much fatty foods, or dairy. Yamato Kantai said. Bloating perhaps. Nakan_Messant said. Too much cream in my coffee, that kind of deal. Yamato Kantai said. I'd make a joke regarding that, but no LUL. Nakan_Messant said. It'll start with a firmness in my abdomen near my rib cage, and eventually become just a whole dimension of pain that radiates straight through to my back. First time it happened I thought I slipped a disc. Lacan_Messant said. Which is why what you said sounds familiar, lol.
I mean, it's possible. Yeah, for me it happens most often with coffee. It comes and goes. My doctor has been trying to help me figure out what the fuck this is for, like, over a year now?
Lacan_Messant said. Might be worth asking about your gallbladder and having a test done. Lacan_Messant said. Pretty simple radiology.
Well, she actually brought that up.
Lacan_Messant said. Mine was at 3% functionality and needs to be removed.
My grandfather had gallstones, so I mentioned that. But, you know, he got that way late in life. And we did blood tests, and she said everything looked good. So I don't know. Oh, man. What?
Lacan_Messant said. Well, that's good, I suppose. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I'm sure there's other stuff that present those symptoms. Lacan_Messant said. Glad to hear you won't have to deal with mind-warping pain anytime soon, lol.
I hope not. I'm not doing too bad, but exhaustion is catching up with me, so I'm gonna try and backtrack to that crystal to peace out. If that is what I'm doing, I'm not sure. Ow!
That was rough.
I'm just... I drank a lot this evening. Comparatively, I haven't been drinking much this past week. And, I'm getting used to my work schedule, so I'm just, man, I'm wiped out. Plus, I do have a job to get to tomorrow, and even though it's not till like midday to early afternoon,
Yamato Kantai
I can't be hungover.
said. Night night, Mr. Diesel Train.
Thank you, Yamato.
Lacan_Messant said. It's all good, brother.
yeah, if all goes as planned, I'll be back with this tomorrow.
Can_Messant said, "We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, feel better."
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I might be playing this. I might be playing, like maybe Phasmophobia or something else with friends. We'll see. But take care. Hope it was fun. And see you soon. Ugh.